Hi, I'm Janie, and welcome to my channel, Upcycle Creations, where I try to take things that nobody else wants or things that are headed to the landfill and make new items out of them. And if you go to my shop, upcycle-creations.com, you can see all of that. But today is not so much about that. When I started this channel, I told you it was going to be about changing my life at age 77, and I put my fiddle away and got out my sewing machine and started my online shop. And today I'm going to go through 10 things that I've been thinking about. And so today is more about lifestyle changes. I spent years and years and years telling myself I needed to lose weight, I needed to do that, I needed to do that. And, I'd go to the doctor, I'd weigh in, and I think, okay, I don't have to come back for 6 months. Boy, am I going to surprise them when I come back. No. Well, the other day, something weird happened. It's getting close to that time again. And I was going to go to the store. And, I'm thinking, I've got all this food in the house. And all I do is go buy the stuff I really like. I come home and I eat that, and the green beans are still sitting there. So I thought, okay, I'm going to refuse to buy anything until I eat some of the stuff that's here. And lo and behold, one of the things that I happen to like are rice and beans, and making soup out of it, or putting it together and just putting different stuff together with it. So I thought, okay, I found some Great Northern beans and some rice and put it together. Boy, it made me feel so good. It was protein. Oh my gosh, it wasn't junk food. My body says, oh, feed me more. So I said, I could do this, and maybe I wouldn't do the chip thing so much. So, okay. So it's been about 2 weeks, and yes, I've lost a couple of pounds. I'm in this blouse, and I haven't been in it in a while. And nobody can tell much yet, but I can tell how much better I feel. So here's number one. Be realistic. Did you gain that weight in overnight? Did you end up spending all your time in front of social media overnight, or did it creep up on you? No, you got to take baby steps and say, okay, I'm just going to have to do it a little at the time and stick with it and look at the good part about it. And the good part about this is I feel good and I'm getting more done. So do that. And I also, one of the other things that prompted me to think about things is I'm no longer starting over at 77. I had a birthday. I'm 78 now. So we want to be realistic about what your goals are. Let's face it, like I used to tell my adult students when they started beginning violin, you're probably not going to set a realistic goal for Carnegie Hall, but you can set a realistic goal to play nicely, play well enough that people enjoy you, get a good competent level of playing if you spend the time on it. And those are the things you play at church, play some solos. Those are all realistic goals. So if you set your goal that's unrealistic, I can guarantee you're going to get discouraged and you're going to quit. So that's number one. Number two, moderation. I'm terrible. Okay. I say, okay, I will never eat another potato chip. Well, that's not going to fly because I'm going to go back to those chips. But what I have discovered in the last few weeks is you don't have to buy the BOGO family size Doritos and eat it for 2 days. That makes you feel like crap, and you've just put all this salt in your body. Oh, it's just awful. But I do love chips. So now, and I haven't done this because protein keeps you from being so hungry, but those little snack bags that are 2 for $1 on the way out. If I've got to have chips, I can get 2 of those, eat them all, and I'm done for a while. So, you don't have to drink a whole bottle of wine in one night. You can invite a neighbor over, make it last a couple of nights, and hush, Izzy. And so you can just, whatever Whatever you really love, don't tell yourself you're never going to do it again, because you know you will. If you allow yourself to do it, then you're probably not going to lose control. So, and obviously, if you can tell, I'm not going to tell you what to eat. Everybody's got their own likes and dislikes. That's my dog. They've got their own likes and dislikes. They've got their own reasons, which could be medical, for eating this over that. And what you need to do is just go online and research stuff, come up with a bunch of stuff that's good for you that you like, and do that. And that helps. So, in moderation, don't go for the family size BOGO. Today, all right, I have been such a good person for the last couple of weeks, but I've also been thinking about ice cream, and I love Rocky Road. So today I said, okay, one day I will just eat horribly, and I got that little thing of Haagen-Dazs. Do you know that thing's 950 calories? Well, needless to say, I will not be having dinner tonight. But neither will I have ice cream again for another 6 months. So, plan your foods that are healthy for you. This is number 3. There's plenty of information online, and you can research it all. I particularly like vegetables and salads and beans and rice and things like that. I'm not a vegetarian, but if I want a steak, I'll get a small fillet, but I just prefer the other. So, find out what you like and try to make sure you've always got some on hand and it's easy to do. I was raised that paper plates were terrible. You didn't eat on paper plates unless you were on a picnic. Well, honey, I decided paper plates are the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's just me. So, and I don't want to do all those dishes. I don't have a dishwasher. So, get that paper plate out. It goes in the microwave really great. Make it easy on yourself. The main thing is keep it simple. If you got to go through a whole lot to cook, you're going to reach for the bag of chips. After you get your food going right, move. Keep moving. Now, down here in Florida, like I say, I just turned 78. There's no way that I'm going to get out and exercise in this heat this time of year. So a lot of times what I'm doing is I'll just put on a movie that I like, and I'll march or walk in place in front of the movie, keep my mind off of what I'm doing, or I might put on some good old Motown and dance around. Nobody sees me. Stretch. It makes you feel really, really good. Now, I get bored easy too. So if I can keep it up for 15 minutes a couple of times a day, I'm doing good. I also have a couple of little lightweight weights, that I can use. So I'm trying to do that every day. But get up, move around, and do whatever. Don't try to say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to do all of this. I'm going to work out like an Olympian. No, you're not. You might one day, and then you're going to spend 3 days in bed getting over it. So you just need to do what's appropriate for your age and your ability. And besides, I don't know. I just feel like the gym is a germ factory. I guess in my old age, I'm a little more comfortable, really more recognize more the dangers of germs and things like that. I don't want to go there. I want to do something where, if it's cool enough, get out and walk, ride my bike. If it's not, I'll do something here and just move. That's all. Get off that couch. Turn off the TV. Turn off the media. Except for me. You got to watch me. And if you're enjoying this, please leave comments. I'd like to know what you're doing. Have you been successful? Are you trying to be successful? Don't ever quit trying. You never know when it's going to work. But leave that. Subscribe to my channel. That helps me a lot. And comments help a lot. And sharing it helps a lot. The other way to keep moving, and I have found this out, clean something. The other day, well, it did take me a day to get over it. I got down on my hands and knees and I absolutely scrubbed my shower stall, every nick and cranny of it with a toothbrush until it would just blind you. It made me feel so good. I felt so self-righteous. And oh gosh, it was wonderful. I didn't do a lot the next day. I had my feet propped up a lot. It kind of got to my back a little bit. Shows you how often I've done that. But yeah, clean something, because then you put forth, walking in place, you're not going to see much results, but if you clean something, you've used a bunch of calories, you've gotten off the couch, and you got something to show for it. Vacuuming, oh, that's a biggie. Sweeping, cleaning, folding clothes, anything. Now that I kind of have everything, see, I live in an RV. So, I mean, you can't let too much get out of place or else it's bad, even though it's a big RV. So, now that I've got it nice and straight, so now I just see something and I try to clean one area every day really, really well. Wipe it down, take everything out, restack it, throw stuff away. And that's another thing about moderation. Don't try to do it all at once. Just clean something every day and it gets better and better and better, and then you have less and less to do. My dream is to wake up one morning and think, what do I need to do today? And I think, absolutely nothing. It's all done. Yeah, sure. So the next thing, I got my notes here. That's what I keep looking over here for. Oh, yes. Get an interest. I find that I'm a widow, and it's real easy. The least resistance is just to stay by yourself. And I have to fight that a lot. So get an interest. Now, mine happens to be right now sewing, because I'm going from violin playing to making gifts. But that does get me out talking to people and selling it. And I'm trying to go to some networking groups. They're a little far away for me, but I'm trying to get there, and I've met some real nice people there. So find an interest, and mine is, for profit and fun and profit. Not much profit yet, but a lot of fun. And like I say, go visit my online shop. Excuse me, Izzy. That's enough. upcyclecreations-.com, and see what all you like there. If you can't think of something to do, look at all the stuff your library offers. I know ours offers reading, book clubs and sewing circles, and oh gosh, exercise. There's a chair exercise thing, and lots of things. And every time I've gone to something there, the people have welcomed me, and it's always been great. So the other thing is, the ones of you who are my vintage will remember front porches and everybody being, you knew your neighbors. Kids played together all day. All the parents watched out. Well, if I did anything wrong, whatever I did got home before I did, and my mother was waiting on me. So, I mean, neighborhoods were really groups of people that watched out for each other. Nowadays, a lot of times we don't know our neighbors. So, I would say my number 7 on here is meet your neighbors and stay connected to your friends. Turn off the TV and call somebody up that you haven't talked to. I had somebody call me, oh gosh, I hadn't talked to him in 15 years. And out of the blue, he called just to see how I was doing and what was up. And we've talked, a couple of times since then, and kept up with what his wife's doing and all back in where I used to live. That made me feel fantastic that somebody that I had admired his work, he's a minister, and he called me out of the blue just to see if I was still alive, but that's okay. Why don't you be the one to call somebody? Make their day. Let them know somebody's thinking about them, especially if you know they've been through a hard time. I had a dear friend, and she and I played in the symphony together in Birmingham. And we lost contact because she and her husband were in Antwerp. They went over there to play. Well, I had been looking online, and I never could get a good email address, one that worked. So finally, with this AI and So I asked ChatGTP, I said, here's what I know about her. Do you know within 30 seconds I had a viable email address? I sent her a little note, polite, just saying who I was and all. Within an hour, I had email back from her, and we talk about once a week now, and it's fantastic. Those things lift you up. Do something for somebody else. It'll lift you up. And I think number 8 would be, you got to take care of yourself. Nobody's going to take better care of you than you. So I think, especially as you get older, you got to take your meds correctly and keep all those appointments. I know it's a pain in the. I feel sometimes like, have you ever had a used car that you've tried to keep on the road just a little too long, ends up in the shop, and you're always having to fix it. I feel like the used car. So do all of that. Keep your meds up. Talk to your doctor, but don't forget, when you're dealing with your doctors, you're not just the patient. You're also the customer. So don't feel bad if he says, well, you got to take so-and-so. Ask him, why? What's it going to do for me? Is there any way I can change my life so that I don't need it? What should be the outcome? How long do you think I'm going to be on it? Ask those things. I mean, and if he doesn't want to answer you and he makes you feel bad, then find another doctor. My doctors sometimes laugh at me because I ask so many questions. And I'm talking to them too when I go about my lifestyle changes and how much exercise can I do and what's healthy and what isn't. And I also think that as we get older, our world shrinks. And fortunately now, even if your physical ability has shrunk a little bit, you can still expand your world. Now, my dad lived to be 102, and up until just the last couple of years, he could still type on his computer. He couldn't talk very well. He did have a thing that affected his voluntary muscles, but he could take as long as he wanted writing emails. And he was still making new friends on Facebook, as I do genealogy, and I would introduce him to distant cousins, and some of them were big football fans, and Dad would get on the computer. He absolutely loved this, in his 90s, and they would both sit on the computer and watch the game, on their TVs, and they're talking to each other about, this play and that play. So, we've got that ability. So you can still expand your world, even if you can't do it. Get in a car and go somewhere. And I think read anything, read everything. You can read with. I love my Kindle. I read that. There's a fantastic bookstore just down the street, and I can go down there and get stuff. And I have different periods of history I like. Other people like to read, fiction and mysteries. I love a good mystery. Catherine Coulter, all of those FBI things are great. Those are the kind of books that you think, okay, I'll go to bed in a minute. Just one more page. Well, one more chapter maybe. 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're still reading. And I think number 10, the last thing is, this is a tough one for me. Quit worrying about what people are thinking. That's a tough one. None of us want to feel like other people think we're stupid or dumb, or why are you doing that? Well, the nice thing about 78 is I don't care. I finally have found out that sometimes when people say things or do things that kind of put you down, it's because they don't have enough nerve to do what you're doing. And sometimes it's just out of not knowing, they just don't realize. So I thought about doing this YouTube thing for a long time. And I didn't want to do it because I thought, everybody's going to think I'm so dumb and nobody's going to listen to it and I'm just going to embarrass myself. Do you have any idea how much encouragement I've gotten? And I hope I'm going to hear from you guys. Tell me about yourself. Let's get a conversation going. And just please don't say you think I'm dumb. Oh gosh, come here, you. I lost everything. There we go. Okay. Yeah, just, give me a little encouragement about that. And, quit worrying about so much about what people are going to think and look at your goal. And mine is to stay busy, stay vital, stay healthy, and encourage other people to do the same. So this was not so much on my online shop, although I want you to go there, and I've got it in the thing below. And I also have my, this is my YouTube channel. Yeah, subscribe. That will help me a lot. And, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, leave a comment, like it, share it. Let me know what you're doing to make your life better. I still think the best is yet to come. Thank you. Bye.